Hello, everybody. It is the Homemade Broadcast. It is episode 562. My name's Will Kuncz, and we have next to me a gagging on a Hummel.
How's it going?
Why,
It's good to
why
see
are
you.
you? I'm good. I'm good. First, I got to know, why are you gagging?
Perhaps you can hear me, but it is what it is. My boyfriend, Chris, he just took a big dump.
Yeah.
And it smells really bad. And the room I'm broadcasting from is adjacent to the bathroom.
Next to the bathroom.
The S box, right.
Do you have the creep under the door? Did he do the closed door, light a match, turn on the
he just did it and walked out. And as I walked by him, I was just like, really? It was like, 6 o'clock on the dot. I'm rushing to get in here and I'm just gagging.
Does he take a long time? Does he take like 20 minutes?
Yeah, I think he likes to take his time, like most people. Yeah.
Lets it simmer, doesn't do the flush. Just lets it kind of simmer in the bowl till he's done.
Perhaps.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes there might be multiple flushes. I do a courtesy flush, of course, because I'm a lady.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. Dude, I had a crazy bathroom experience. I went on a cruise. I'm back now. Had this hat. I got a story about that in a second. I stayed in a hotel with 3 buddies, 3 men, in one little hotel room in Fort Lauderdale the night before. And crazy as the bathroom, like one of the, obviously hotel rooms, everything's kind of mashed together and close. And you kind of got like an entrance, you got your beds, bathroom, and then kitchen sometimes, or kitchenette. And it's not uncommon for the beds to be close to the bathroom. I mean, because everything's close no matter where you are in a hotel room, because it tends to be pretty small. Generally, though, the door is pretty solid. There might be the crack in the bottom, which is pretty standard. This bathroom in particular had a slats. Do you know what I'm talking about? Sometimes in your air conditioning room, there will be like an open. It's not like open, but like not a net.
No, a vent. Like it's like an open vent.
Yes, a vent. That's right. Pretty much a wooden vent in the bathroom. Now, and it's 3 men, by the way, in here. I woke up. It was an intense night of eating and drinking. We started the party early on Thursday. And I don't know about you, but I am first thing in the morning, that's what I do. Take a 2. That's my morning constitution. So I'm trying to think of a way not to torture these guys in this tiny hotel room who are still sleeping. I'm the early riser of the group. But I gotta go. I don't know what else to do. So I went. And I had to do the courtesy flush immediately, though. But, there's sounds that happen in the morning, and it's a razzle floor, and it's not ideal situation. But I feel like I did a pretty good job considering the elements. But my buddy Dan said that was the closest he's ever been to somebody pooping before. And, like, you can hear him, shifting.
In proximity.
Yeah.
And he could, like, hear it and smell it.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to be as quiet as possible, but sometimes you might not know, but normal people make noises when they go that route, that number 2 direction in the morning for their annual morning constitution.
Yeah.
So it was not ideal. And I do have a story about gross things that partners do. Maybe we can talk about Chris's just not giving courtesy flushes with his BMs. That's a possibility. We'll talk about more about that later, but we are back. We did a pre-recorded episode last week, and we're back live here today. It is 6:06 p.m. on April 2nd, which is a Wednesday. We broadcast live here, willsyoutube.com, and Rumble, and Facebook. And we have a Substack, hmbradio.substack.com. It's a good way to participate with the show. You get a little bit of extra content there, and it's a nice thing to do. You don't have to. You can join for free as well. But if you want to join monetarily, you can do that. thehomemade.broadcast@gmail.com. You can send your emails, comments, obviously, on YouTube are always good. And it's good to be back. I feel a little rusty. I think I'm still detoxing. I did do the cruise. I don't know if you can see my hat, Anna, but I wore it. It'll be the last time that I wear this hat. Can you read it?
I believe it says USS Blackout.
Yes, that's right. And underneath it says 48-hour bender. Okay. Now I bought this hat. It's a novelty hat, right? I'm sure you've seen actual veterans wear these kinds of hats.
Oh my God, it's stolen valor.
Yes.
Plus, like those obnoxious hats that those girls wear on bachelorette parties, but it's the male version of that.
That's right. That's right. I bought this hat as a novelty because I was going on a cruise. It was a bachelor party. Everybody got the drink package. So we were, going to go hard. And I considered buying the hat for everyone, but I'm still cheap. And it wasn't like it was $20. I mean, I'm not going to buy it for 8 people. Spend, what is that, 140, 150 bucks on hats? No.
Yeah.
Doing that. So I got me one. And I'm looking at it before I went and I go, man, this really looks really close. I'm kind of in and out here of what veterans wear. Ships that they served on. That's like a thing. And I go, well, if something happens, if somebody's offended or something, I'll take it off. I didn't want to run into a vet and then be like, what's this? I'd be like, oh, it's a novelty hat I got for a bachelor party. So first thing, Anna, I get to the port and I'm not even on the boat yet. I'm carrying my bags. I'm flustered. It's a kind of a chaotic experience. I'm getting ready to go up the escalator, get on the boat, and a port worker, or I guess a Royal Caribbean worker, kind of directing people of where to go, kind of pointing them in which directions, starts waving her hands. And for some reason, I'm having a really hard time understanding her. She's not making a lot of sense. I just hear, no, you can't go this way. You're too late, and all this stuff. And I'm like, what? Too late? It's 2 p.m. I mean, we're not leaving this port until 5 p.m. Plenty of time. What is she talking about? And she's just kind of not making it. Sounds like the teacher from Charlie Brown. She's just not clicking in my brain of what she's saying. So I eventually had to stop her and I had to go, I'm sorry, is there a problem? And she goes, we give free champagne to service members if they get here a little early. We appreciate your service. We just want to let you know that. And next time, get here a little early, get your complimentary champagne on us. And we really appreciate you. And I was like, oh, God. Okay. That's okay. That's okay. I'm glad I missed. That's all right. And I started just keep going up the hill. She just kept saying, thank you. Thank you so much. First, out of the gate, before I even got on the boat.
The hat?
No, she didn't read it. But the problem is it looks just like,
it does.
In fact, I did make eye contact with a guy who had a real one on. I'm pretty sure. And it was very uncomfortable for me later on. So the whole weekend was just the guys thanking me for my service, which I had to be like, please stop. Please stop.
You didn't tell them that it's a novelty hat?
No, they knew. They knew. They heard the story about the port worker.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So I was like, all right, if this happens again, I just got to get rid of this hat. I can't allow this to happen. Second day, heading to dinner, a guy stops middle of his conversation. He's at a table and yells out, thank you so much for your service, and points directly at me. And this time I just went, you're welcome, and just kept walking.
Was it in front of your friends?
Yeah, which they got a big kick out of. So this will be the last time I think that I adorn this hat. I just wanted to. In fact, I'm getting rid of it now. I don't need this anymore.
This stolen valor.
Yeah, it's still a bit of stolen valor action. I didn't mean to. I mean, I will say this hat is black. Typically, they're blue, navy blue.
They're navy. It says 48-hour bender.
Yeah.
You know what? It's their fault. They're not reading, and that's a problem. But
I think that USS Blackout for a boat could be something that's real. You know what I mean? Like, that's a pretty cool boat name. USS.
I don't know. To me, it seems obvious because you're on a cruise ship where people typically drink in excess.
I know. Am I like, did
But
nobody get this hat before? I mean, it's pretty. I just searched Amazon for cruise hats, and this came up. That's a funny one. I'll get that one. So it was really didn't bring
it
me
didn't occur to you that it looked like
me.
a veteran hat? Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I got it.
Oh, okay.
Might be put because it's. I mean, it's fun, but it also kind of does look like the real thing. I don't blame anybody for not necessarily looking too close because it's probably one of those things you glance at.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, they're real. Like, when have you seen one that wasn't real?
Right.
So,
I don't think I've ever seen anyone wear a hat like that under the age of 65. Like, even if they are a veteran, they don't wear that hat unless they're like a Vietnam veteran.
Yes, that's true. That is the demographic that typically does wear them. The older guy that I saw on the boat in the casino that had one, we did make eye contact briefly, and I kind of just scurried away as soon as possible because I didn't want him to question me and then be like, but I did kind of want to ask him, I'd be curious to know, is this hat offensive? Because I thought that before I bought it, but I just kind of risked it and thought, like, hopefully people will just read the hat and understand that it's a funny cruise hat that kind of looks real. That's kind of the joke. Didn't get that far though.
No.
Other than that,
feel good about yourself.
The cruise was good. They had a nice little private island in the Bahamas, so that was fun. Beach was nice. It was really windy, so just sat in the pool and drank. And Nassau stinks, literally and physically and literally. Just not a good place, just a tourist trap. But there's other islands in the Bahamas. I don't know. Have you ever been to the Bahamas?
No.
Yeah,
I don't really want to go.
Yeah.
Is that weird?
Well, I mean, I think I've been to other islands in the Bahamas that were much more normal. It felt. But the Bahamas it's just a tourist trap.
Yeah. I don't know. I would go see like Bimini Road. You familiar with this?
It's the statues, right?
No, it's these like large stones under the water.
Yeah, they're like little statues in there.
I don't know. I thought they were like monolith rocks that, obviously it seems like they were placed there before it was full of water, but it's now under the water, suggestive of like a civilization that existed there. Perhaps Atlantis, something like that.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're thinking of different things. These ones, the ones that I saw are actually statues under the water, but so I mean, there's other places. Bahamas are nice. Grand Bahama is just like people asking you. I don't want a plaque with my name on it. I don't want my hair braided.
I was just gonna say, why don't you have cornrows or those like braid wraps?
Yeah. Luckily, my hair's not long enough. I don't think I did get a haircut before I left. But yeah, I don't want any of that stuff. And it's just like, although it was much nicer than the last time I went there, it looks like they did a lot of improvements, but it still looked like a bomb went off, essentially. And then it's just guys asking you if you want to rent jet skis.
You mean it's like poor?
Yeah, I would say it's, I mean, tourism dollars are definitely keeping that place afloat.
Sure. I thought it would be, I guess that's probably what I imagined, is just like a bunch of really nice resorts and then everyone else just lives in squalor. That's what it seemed like. Appropriate assessment or an accurate assessment?
At least on that island, yeah. Because it's just like you work at the casino, the Atlantis casino that's there, or you just hustle trying to sell, plaques with
trinkets and
names on them. Yeah, that type of stuff. Did get offered drugs, which was good, but way
by
too
whom?
Oh, just a guy. He was like, you want to rent a jet ski? And I was like, no. And he was the fourth guy to ask me. And then he goes, what else you want? And I was like, what do you got? And then he started going like, well, I got whatever you're looking for, I got. And I'm like, no, I don't. I'm just kidding. You called my bluff here. Bahamian jail is the last jail that I want to end up in. Maybe Taliban jail, but Bahamian jail would be number 2.
I don't think Taliban has jail.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think anyone makes it to jail. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
So, other than that, quick there, quick back. So, I did get my freaking butt kicked in the casino, though. I lost a lot of money.
Yikes.
And Everybody else won. I lost. I won't even tell you how much because you'll cry, I think, on here.
As a Jew, I would find it offensive, probably.
Yeah.
And you're like half or quarter or something.
Yeah, I guess kind of half. It hurt. I mean, it did hurt. I'm not going to lie to you.
Can I guess how much you lost?
Sure.
$2,000.
Close. Yeah.
More?
About 1,800.
That's what I expected.
It hurt. Now I had saved up money over like a year. So it's kind of like, well, I just lost my money that I saved, but I lost it. I mean, it's gone. I could have just had it and kept it and like done stuff with it.
Was it worth the fun?
No. It's never worth it when you lose. I mean, it was fun. It kind of hung in the first few days. I mean, it played every night and kind of hung in. I think I got up to about like 500 one night, up $500 one night. But then the last night I was like, you got to play big now. This is where you do the couple $100 bets each hand. I was done in 20 minutes. Just got totally reamed. It was crazy. But I'm looking forward to the deals that I might get, because usually when you lose money like that, they'll be like, hey, you want to come back? And I'll be like, no. They'll be like, how about if we give you a free room? And then you go, oh, well, maybe I will. Maybe I just won't gamble this next time. And then you end up gambling.
Can I just tell you the difference between you and I?
Yeah.
So we're both poor, but you have like bon vivant taste, and that gets you in trouble. I'm poor, but I don't have taste because I can't afford taste. I just get what I get, and I'm grateful that I got it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, which is
probably like you like the whining, you like the dining, you like the steaks, you like the cruises. I know it was for a bachelor party, so that's a little different. But you like the gambling, and you like nice things.
And living on the edge.
I don't.
Yeah.
I have convinced myself I don't like nice things, so that when I don't have them, I don't feel like I'm missing out. It's a coping mechanism. I probably would love those things, but just through enough drilling and whatever affirmations, I just tell myself, I don't like these things. I never want these things. So then when I can't afford these things, I don't care.
There's nothing that you splurge on, because I feel like you do splurge on certain things, like your gym memberships. Don't you have multiple?
I don't belong to a gym. Well, I belong to a jiu-jitsu gym.
Yes, that counts.
So that counts as like a gym. That counts as therapy. And that counts as like my community social group.
Yep.
Like it's all those three things in one thing. I don't belong to a regular gym anymore.
All right, fair enough.
I work out in the backyard listening to conservative talk radio like someone's dad.
Yeah.
That's what I do now.
That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah. So even if I do like splurge a little on something, by immediately I'm removing other things from the diet, so to speak.
Splurging to you is like going to 7-Eleven and getting 2 ice cream sandwiches with M&Ms in them.
It's not true. It's Wawa these days, but yeah.
All right. Yeah, I mean, but that's cool. Okay, because I thought you had like multiple gym memberships. The food you eat, I think, is pretty cheap. It's yogurt and eggs. It's pretty much in hummus.
Well, eggs are kind of expensive, and so is yogurt. But yeah, I'm not. I almost never go out to eat. That's a rare occasion, and if we do go out, most of the time it's takeout or a pizza that we ordered, and that's maybe once a month.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So you're doing the right thing. So yes, I guess the difference is I was gonna say I don't really spend money on anything that's I have a few things that I'll splurge on. I feel like there's always an occasion too. Like I took my mom out for her birthday, and I also got to benefit from that because I got a nice steak that I enjoy very much. Bourbon I will splurge on from time to time. I've been really good about that. What's that?
Tequila.
I did buy that nice tequila that time, but I was sad.
Traumatized me.
I was sad that day.
Traumatized me.
It was a $50 shot of tequila because I was sad that day, and I wanted to not
It
be
was
sad.
1 round, 2 drinks. I had water, so I was $0.
Yeah,
And I like, of course, you get your bill, and I'm like, I think it was like 77
yeah, yeah.
with tip.
That's about what it costs to go to a bar. I mean, like, I don't really
For
drink at
2
bars.
drinks.
Yeah,
Just
well,
2 drinks.
no.
You had a shot and you had a beer.
But I bought
And
you a
tipped.
couple drinks.
No, no. This day I did not drink.
You did not drink.
I did
Okay.
not drink. There was another time I did drink. This time I did not drink.
I mean, look, you're not wrong. I'm just saying it, but it's not every time that I do that. It just so happened that you were there when I did do that. But like I said, I was sad that day and I needed a quick pick. I think I got a Christmas bonus too. Wasn't that around December? I think I got my Christmas from work.
So there were 2 occasions. One was when you got like a margarita at the pier, and then we moseyed on over to the Vinoy. And then the other time I did drink, and then we ended up at Cava. There's 2 separate occasions. I think the sad occasion may have been the Cava occasion.
I think you're right. Okay, well, maybe I wasn't sad that day, but I was out, and it was a rare occasion of me being out because I don't go to bars anymore. I think I still spend about the same amount on alcohol as I used to when I used to go to bars.
Mm-hmm.
I just have
the second time is when I sat next to, was she from like Oregon? Vegas. She was from Vegas, a rotund woman in like a cowboy uniform.
Yeah.
Something about a Dr. Seuss convention. I don't know. But I remember speaking to her, and I was drinking, and I think I told you like I could hit it if I wanted to.
Yeah. I think
like I had convinced myself that I'm like, I could take this broad home if I wanted to. I didn't, but I could have.
You were like a guy at 3 a.m. picking the biggest one and taking her home. You were doing that at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
You might be able to. Yeah.
Yeah. I was probably like 2 or 3 claws deep, and I was feeling it.
I feel that. The chat. Thanks, Thomas. I see Thomas here, and FaZe Cops says hello to you, Anna. Thomas said that the hat is not. Where is it? It's not stolen valor as long as you don't accept things claiming to be a vet. Okay, good, because I would have turned down the champagne. I wouldn't have accepted the free champagne. I can't imagine going into a port room with a bunch of guys wearing the hat, and then mine says USS Blackout 48-hour bender, and say that I've been hungover so many times that I'm basically a vet, and I've been seeing a lot of things and felt a lot of pain, and we're basically the same. No, I wouldn't have done that. So yeah, thank you, Thomas, for that vindication. I don't know if you're a veteran or not, but Brian from Philly says hi, Anna Hummel, bunch of exclamation points. Anna, where are you going to be tomorrow? Because I want to this for the Radio St. Pete audience. This won't matter, I guess, but for other people, what do you got going on the rest of this week?
Yeah, so tomorrow and Friday, I'll be filling in as a co-host on Kale and Company, WPHT. And then next week, Monday through Friday, I'll be filling in as well, but I will actually be in studio with them. I'm flying out to Philly, and I've never been to Philly before, and it should be interesting. I feel like I'm getting conflicting advice from people. Some people are telling me like not to walk around by myself because I'll get mugged. And other people are telling me that the area I'm in is like the ritzy part of town and I'll be fine.
Yeah.
So in true paranoid Jewish fashion, of course I will, err on the side of caution. I think I should be okay in the daytime. I think that's the message, and maybe don't be out alone at night, which is just a general good rule of thumb if you're a female or anyone.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you're doing radio too. It's not like you're going to be, awake at night. Right.
Well, I have to. The hotel is about a 12-minute drive.
Okay.
To the station, so I thought like, oh, could I just like walk? At first, I thought it was like right around the corner. So I was like, can I just walk? And the program director was like, I wouldn't do that. We had a girl who was a co-host who decided to walk, a couple blocks. She got mugged. I was just like, okay, I'll Uber. Like, And I'm like, do you think that's safe? You know, I don't want to be picked up by some questionable character, but I'll just, I think I have some pepper spray, so I'll probably just bring that with me. And,
I don't think I would bring that on a plane. You might be able to bring it in your carry-on, but I doubt it.
I'm going to have a checked bag, so I can put it in there.
Maybe. Not sure. I mean, you can always get stuff there.
Yeah, I don't know what to do.
So you're actually, are you filling in the entire week next week?
Yeah, Monday through Friday. Wow. So yeah, really excited. I've been really listening very closely the last 3 days just to get I mean, obviously I've been on before and listened to the show before, but you know, not 4 hours straight. So just trying to get a feel for the vibe, and I'm excited about it. Should be good.
Yeah, dope. So that's very cool. So catch Anna. It's online too, right? I think it's on YouTube. You can watch it.
Yeah, you can catch it, or just on the Odyssey app or anything. It's 1210 WPHT Philly. You'll find it. It's pretty easy. So I'm really, really excited. They're really, really cool guys. Nice people. So it's nice. That's a nice change of pace.
Yeah, I know Philly has their own Skid Row now, but I think every major city in America pretty much has that. Like San Francisco, Tenderloin, they have the whatever, just the line of homeless people, and I think they have that in Philly too. We're just all
sure.
So,
yeah. I've never been to Philly before. It's such a city with rich history, and no offense, Brian, Philly, but I've completely written this city off my entire life. Like, no, if asked, like, would you want to go to Philly? 100% of the time I would say no. Like, why? No, I'd rather go, you know, California, check out Sedona, you know, more naturey stuff. This is going to sound terrible. And, you know, maybe this is one of the most controversial things I've ever said, but I feel like every large city in America, metropolis in America, it's kind of the same thing. You know, and I'll get pushback like, no, the pizza's different in Chicago than it is in New York. Like, okay.
Yeah.
But it's like just a cement jungle with giant buildings, and it's super crowded, and you're going to see homeless people, and there's going to be a lot of wackos, and there'll probably be just some loud Italian walking by. Like, that's every major city in America.
I mean, there is different types of folk, but I get what you're saying. And I guess, like we just said, there's still fentanyl abusers in every major city. So I guess you can lump them in as the same. I've been to Philadelphia. It is a place that's rich in culture and villainy for sure.
And what? Villainy?
Villainy, yeah.
What does villainy mean?
Like villains.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I saw the Liberty Bell. It was one of the most unimpressive things that I've ever seen. I thought it was giant.
Right around the corner from that. That was my first stop on Monday. I was going to go see the Liberty Bell.
I mean, go see it, but you're going to be like, that's it, huh? I thought it was a lot bigger because it kind of portrayed as a lot bigger. It's really tiny.
Okay.
Like this bull crap, you know?
Yeah. But the crack and I don't even know. Like, I know what the Liberty Bell is, but like beyond that, all I know is like Ben Franklin Bell cracked.
Independence Hall.
Huh?
Independence Hall is there. And it's just like a very barren building. It's almost like a barn. You're like, oh, that's kind of
it's a little interesting that I will be staying in a place right by Rittenhouse Square. So I was like, interesting. Conservative talk. They put me in Rittenhouse Square. I like it.
Rittenhouse is maybe not a founding father, but definitely a name that's been around in the country when that going down.
No, until it came up in 2020?
Something like that.
Yeah. I just think skateboard, Rittenhouse. That's all I know. Skateboard, Rittenhouse, rifle, Wisconsin.
We're already half an hour in on it. We really haven't. We should have saved this for the extra time, probably. So I'm sorry, Radio St. Pete. We're going to let you go. We're going to let podcast listeners go. If you're watching live here on Wednesday, you can hang out. We're going to do some extra time here. And you can always go subscribe to the Substack, hmbradio.substack.com. I'll get this up. The free part will go up today. Otherwise, it will go up on Sunday. If you listen on YouTube, you can get the whole thing, but you have to wait till Sunday. And I understand these perks aren't great, aren't great, but there's something. And go check it out. Go subscribe to the Substack anyway. It's free. hmbradio.substack.com. And goodbye, Radio St. Pete. Goodbye, podcast. All right. So now that we just talked about ourselves for a half an hour, I'm excited for you, by the way. That's a great opportunity.
You.
And you're going to do great. I listened last time, and you did very well. Good mixture, and doing it remote is tough too. But you did a very good job with
Thank you.
Getting the vibe and keeping everything moving. And now you're going to get to go up there, so that's really cool. I mean, a bunch of stuff happened. Florida just really went off this week. I mean, people just shooting each other. I feel like that's not particularly too crazy anywhere in the country now, but it's like, you hear about shooting happens and you go, yeah, I know. But a shooting at work, that's a little bizarre. Workplace, well, I guess workplace shootings, depending on where you're at.
I mean, going postal was like a thing.
True. Or sometimes you'll hear about a 7-Eleven employee getting robbed and killed during that process, getting shot, getting murdered. I like that the workers, the 7-Eleven workers, are just shooting people who are in the store as customers. I'm trying to find the story. Here it is. WFLA. Share this tab instead. Let's get it pulled up here. Customer shot dead after being shot by an employee at a Tampa business, which I believe looks like some sort of convenience store. It looks like by the lettering there and the colors, it appears to be perhaps a 7-Eleven. Let's listen to this story here. Hello? Is it working? No, it's not working. Why? Oh, maybe it's not a story. Maybe it's just a thing. Anyway, a customer at Tampa Bay business was killed Monday night after being shot by an employee. Officers with the Tampa Police Department said they received a call around 6:14 p.m., a little early. It's not like a 3 a.m. type of thing. Regarding
it's light out.
Yeah, and it's still light out now. Regarding a disturbance at a business located off North Nebraska Avenue. I wonder if they're obligated to not say the business to give it bad press, but they got pictures of it. It's clearly a 7-Eleven. Police found a man with a gunshot wound. Once they arrived at the location, he was taken to a local hospital where he later died from his injuries. Investigators believe the shooting may have been the result of a fight between a customer and an employee. Officers were still trying to gather more information on Monday night. One man who said he was inside the store when the shooting happened told News Channel 8 that he heard a gunshot and then a handful of other people ran outside. He said, I've been living here for 8 years now, and this is the first time I've seen a crime like this. I don't know what happened. The employee is cooperating with the investigation, and police said there's no ongoing threat to the public. I like that employees are just shooting customers. I think that probably, I mean, would you say that probably the customer is always right, as we know, is a myth. That's not always true. Probably, I'd be interested to know any speculation on your end as to why this guy was shot.
If I were just to take a random guess in the dark, I would suggest, or I would guess that the customer was probably shoplifting. Maybe?
Just a really dedicated employee that says this is not going down at my location and took the law into his own hands, judge, jury, and executioner.
Was he just an employee? He wasn't the owner of the store, right?
Didn't say, just said an employee. So I don't know.
I mean, was the customer threatening him? I don't know. I feel like if you're working at 7-Eleven, and this is no shade to anybody that works, because Lord knows I'm not. So God bless you if you have a job. But maybe, maybe life isn't going real well. Maybe you got to think about every time I go into a store, into a gas station, and every once in a while you're kind of surprised at who you see behind the counter. But most of the time you're kind of like, yeah, that shakes out just as I expected. And a lot of times there's some rough characters. You think there's some rough characters coming into the store. A lot of those same people work at the store.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a surprise when one of them or some of them resort to violence.
Well, there's been like you've seen people act insane at drive-through restaurants or fast food establishments where they didn't get their orders right and they just start throwing food at employees. I kind of like this because it's like, yeah, you could do that, but there might be very serious consequences. It's kind of self-police a little more. And some people are going to have to go down. Some people are going to have to succumb to their ultimate sacrifice for their bad behavior. And this is the lawless society that many want. Defunding the police. We can just handle it ourselves.
Yeah.
And the 7-Eleven employee having a Glock 19 under that orange and green shirt, that might just be enough to keep people in check. Maybe we don't need the cops.
Will,
yeah.
how do I say this without giving anything away? But you asked me, you just think it's a really dedicated employee.
Yeah.
Probably not. But what I would suggest is that there are some people in life that you come across that are eager and looking for what not necessarily is, but what is perceived a clean shoot. There are lots of people. I think Sean Strickland said this on Rogan where he's like, I would like to kill somebody, but I don't because I don't want to go to jail. You know what I mean? Like he's able to kind of mitigate those urges because of the consequences. But if there were no consequences, he would want to do it. Where someone like me, who's very averse to violence, if you told me like, Ani, you could kill someone and not go to jail, I go, I still no, I don't want to do it. That's not my bag. But there are a lot of people out there that are constantly looking for a clean shoot. I think one of them was, what's his name? It was like a Circle A. It was like a weird last name. God, I can't remember. In Clearwater a few years ago where the guy was just like let off and then I think they retrialed it or something and he ended up going to prison. But he like was pushed by, it was like a white guy versus black guy. So of course you have that element of race in it. But like the black guy pushed the white guy and he felt threatened. And if he's, if you feel like your life is in danger, you can take a shot. And he did. And he killed the guy in front of his kid.
Mm. Within reason. Was it in a movie theater?
No, it was in a Circle A in Clearwater, circle 2017.
A Circle A?
Yeah.
Circle K?
No, it was a Circle A as an Anna. I'm telling you. And I forget his name. It was like a weird, like Slavic last name. Circle A.
So it's just an off-brand kind of convenience store, probably.
Clearwater. Yeah. Marcus McLaughlin was the victim who died.
Yeah.
This happened, 2000.
It was in a parking. Yeah,
yes,
I do remember.
2018, excuse me. It was shot by Michael Drejka.
Yes, that's right.
Parking lot. Yes. Yeah. And I believe it was a Circle A.
So it's really not, because they determined that Michael Drejka guy is in jail forever, right? He's got life in prison because the guy shot him in the back. Can't shoot in the back.
I don't know if he shot him in the back, but he was retreating. He's like, I'm going to shoot you, or he pulls out his gun. The guy starts retreating, and then he shot him anyways. And some people were like, well, you can't like punch an old guy to the ground. He's going to feel threatened. But then someone else was like, well, that wasn't a life-threatening punch, but this whole subjective idea of like, as long as you feel like your life is in danger, like there's some gray area, right?
So
and so we took the shot.
Yeah, as long as they're not retreating, I guess you can do
but
that.
The guy did retreat.
Yeah.
You're right. I think he may have even turned around. I'm not sure, but he did retreat and the guy pulled, shot him. And I don't even think he was arrested for like a couple of years.
Yeah, but then he went for good. I don't know what his sentence was, but it's a long time. Yeah. I wonder if race played into that. All that was pre the Summer of Love, but I don't know. I mean, that one seemed pretty clear that the guy was retreating and he shot him.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like people like that exist where they're, they got a gun on them, which whatever, you're allowed to do that, but they're looking for a clean shoot.
But there you used to have to become a cop to do that. Now you can just work at 7-Eleven. I think it's a good thing. A lot of people aren't qualified to be cops. There's a lot of people that are qualified to work at 7-Eleven.
Cops aren't qualified to be cops, okay?
That want to kill somebody. I don't know. I just thought that like we're getting to a point in society where like how far is this gonna go? Where just 7-Eleven employees are shooting a potentially annoying customer. Like I think it's overall.
Do we know that's the story? Like we don't know the details. It seems like there weren't very many. So
it does. There's not any details at all.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm sure it's hard to say deserved it, but it's probably. Let's just say he deserved it and leave it there. And let's move on.
Okay.
We'll talk about this one from 7-Eleven. And now we're going to bus drivers. Miami.
Yay.
Yeah.
Arguably a worse job than working at 7-Eleven, I would argue.
Yeah. I don't know what bus drivers get paid, but I know they have to deal with you got to deal with a lot of riffraff in a 7-Eleven too, but a bus is ultimate deviant scum and villain.
Yeah. The good thing about working at a gas station as compared to a bus driver is that at a gas station, A, you probably get free coffee, and B, at least you're facing the customers. As a bus driver, once they get on the bus, they're all behind you. And I don't want deviant, depraved, drug-addled individuals where I can't see them. Oh, but Anna, there's a rear view mirror. I don't care. I have my hands on a wheel, looking like I'm making some pottery, and I got all these like wackos behind me while I'm trying to maneuver this bus. Like, absolutely not.
Yeah, you got to keep your eyes on the road, not on the people that are on the bus. But you have that big mirror. Let's see if this one plays to tell us a little bit about what happened in Miami.
Investigation into the deadly double shooting of 2 bus passengers in Miami Gardens. The 2 men died after being shot by the bus driver, according to police.
NBC6's Chris Hush is live in Miami Gardens this evening where it all happened with the very latest. And Chris, we're learning more about the bus driver who shot both passengers.
Absolutely. Within the last 20 minutes, the county has now confirmed to us that the bus driver involved in this shooting, the one who pulled the trigger, according to police, is now on paid administrative leave.
Paid administrative
leave.
Yeah, paid leave.
I love that. He's kind of fired, but he's getting paid, so everyone just relax.
We want to take some time to see I wonder if they have a union. Maybe the Miami has a good bus driver union or something.
Also saying that they have initiated the termination process.
Oh, he is being fired.
So again, that's new information that just came into our newsroom within the last.
Oh, come on, internet.
The thing, internet's not good around these streets.
No, it's not. I know you had problems earlier.
I had problems for like 5 hours.
Right now, only being just over 24 hours later, there are still many questions left unanswered. This is where it happened, though, right in front of a church and next to a strip mall yesterday.
Church and a strip mall. Church and a 7-Eleven.
Police confirmed they were questioning that bus driver, but have yet to reveal what happened inside that bus that led up to this deadly shooting.
I was just coming from the store. I heard 6 shots.
Those shots fired off by a Miami-Dade transit operator, according to Miami Gardens police, who say an argument on a parked bus led to the double shooting. It happened early Sunday morning around 3 near the intersection of Northwest 7th Avenue and 183rd Street. Today,
I'm a fan.
Bus riders tell us they want to know why.
What did you say?
I said what?
I believe she said she's afraid.
Oh, afraid. Oh, okay. I didn't understand.
Have no weapon on them whatsoever. Normally you're supposed to call the police or something.
Police say the bus was parked on the side of the road when the bus driver opened fire during an argument involving both passengers. The 2 men hit were flown to a nearby hospital where they died from their injuries. The local transport union releasing this statement. We are devastated by the tragic events that unfolded in Miami Gardens and extend our deepest condolences to the families and loved ones of those who lost their lives. This is a heartbreaking situation for everyone involved. On Sunday, Miami Gardens police detained the bus driver for questioning, but have yet to release any information on possible charges. Miami-Dade's Department of Transportation tells NBC6 drivers are not allowed to be armed when working.
There are good bus drivers out there that's always safe for everybody to catch the bus and everything.
What?
Why are we just assuming that maybe the bus driver saved a bunch of lives, folks? Maybe
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, I mean, what it sounds like to me is guys were hassling the bus driver, and the bus driver went, "Oh yeah," and probably shot him because he probably had enough of it. I don't know. That's just what's in my heart. Now, did they deserve it? That's the question. The two guys that died on the bus deserve to be shot? We don't know. I vote yes, probably. Once again,
I don't think this is news. And to be honest with you, I would really appreciate if the president of whatever transit company or union, if they just refrain from making statements, because they are just so empty. We are the deepest condolences to the families and you don't care. We know you don't care. So just shut up. I would much rather just silence than these they don't care. I don't care. You think they care? They don't care. But they have to make these statements because it's corporate stuff, but it's so empty. They don't care about these lives. And I would just appreciate if they would refrain from doing that sort of thing. And it's so crazy that people demand this be made. And then if you tell them they don't care, they go, I don't care. I don't care. I just want the apology. I want the statement. I want you to say something nice. I want you to post the black square. Even if you don't care, you should just do it.
Mm. Well, that's
Who
what they
wants
want.
empty apologies and statements? I don't understand.
Well, it would be nice if they were honest too and go, "Holy shit, that's crazy. Number one, we can't believe this happened. Also, those guys probably deserved it. We're gonna put them on administrative.
Yeah.
He
So
probably
we figure out what happened. Yeah.
he probably did the community a service. To be quite honest, to be frank, if you will." But yeah, it's a tragedy, but also thank you to the.
It's a tragedy, but also, was it really? Question mark.
I mean, come on. So
Yeah.
that was really good. Two shooting, a bus driver and a 7-Eleven employee in Florida, protecting and serving our community, and we thank them for their service. I say, probably. I don't know yet, but probably. I think it's a fair assumption. We'll see. What's the other things? Oh, the Tesla stuff. So as you see the woman, people are going obviously insane about Tesla now. They're destroying cars, burning, firebombing buildings, some people. I actually rode in a Tesla to Miami. My buddy has one.
Yikes.
We had this. I was a little nervous. To be quite honest, in the back of my head, I was like, is this an extra danger that we're taking?
Oh, most certainly. Definitely got a target on your back.
People are going nuts. I felt like it was a little safer in Florida than say Washington State or Oregon or places like that. Did you hear the story about the man who ran the lady off the road in Washington? She had a Tesla and came out and was masked and said that she needs to sell her car and was very, aggressive towards her. And this is just a lady who probably votes Democrat, by the way. And it was just like, I bought this 7 years ago, it's a good way to protect the environment. I believe in climate change, and it's just, now it's.
What a sticker I've seen that I feel like is it's like the I support BLM on the wooden panels, where people were boarding up their businesses. Yeah. I bought this car before Elon went crazy.
Yeah. I've seen those before, which, okay. I mean, I don't know if that's going to help you any. You're not dealing with rational people. Quite clearly, they think that if you sell your car, the car's already sold, by the way. Somebody bought it. The money has been exchanged. He already has your money. Okay. So just telling people to sell their cars is not really doing anything to hurt Elon Musk. Now, not buying new ones, I suppose, could be the could hurt. And I know that sales have slumped quite a bit. I wouldn't know if I wouldn't be buying one. Bunch of lunatics out there.
Right. So it's like, who are you supposed to sell this to? You're supposed to have this car that you just like lock up in the garage until things get better. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I asked my buddy, I was like, he lives in St. Pete. And I was like, are you nervous? Have you thought about it? He goes, no, I mean, a little bit, but I can't do anything about it. So I'm not worried about it. He drives it around. No problems as of yet. No vandalism or anything. We had to stop at some charging stations. One of them is in Fort Myers, and there was a bunch of sticker graffiti, talking about sell your Tesla, fascist, this and all that. So it was a little, but everything was fine. Nothing happened. But a lady in Florida threw a wad of gum at one, and she's being charged with a felony for damage. So Florida's not messing around as far as
Good, I like that.
This type of vandalism. I did see this story too. Did you? And then this guy got caught, and I don't know if you saw the video.
I did. I watched it, and he's such a little bitch about it.
Yeah, talk about not having the courage.
Be aggressive if you're gonna do something like this, and like, yeah, I did it. What you gonna do it? But he like totally backpedals and just pussyfoots around. It's like really embarrassing. What a beta. What a little baby beta.
Here he is getting out of his car. Oh, you can see this, right? It's on the screen.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah.
Yeah. Hunches down. Attempts to. So what's funny is that they don't know how to draw swastikas. So usually they're not very good. And that's how you can tell they're fake.
I'm gonna practice mine right now.
That's always how you can tell if they're not very good.
Oh,
or they're
God.
messed up.
I don't even like that. I'm crossing that out.
that means it's somebody doing a fake hate crime type of thing. And it looks like what I saw from this guy here, it looks like he wasn't doing a very good job. He did the one line down. He's trying to figure out how to do it.
Like, how does it go again? Yeah.
He didn't even really do it. It looked like he made a straight line down and then a squiggly line up and then just gave up, which is not great.
Give you some free service.
Free service. How about you pay for the repairs? Write a check. You just bought a Tesla.
I can wipe it off
with
a towel.
No,
it's not.
No, it is a hate crime, sir. It is a hate crime. Did you write a swastika on there?
I'm sorry you're upset.
Did you write a swastika?
It didn't even work. Apparently it doesn't.
I'm sorry you're upset. Like the guy wouldn't be upset. It's not a big deal. I just wrote on your car with a crayon.
Just deny it. I don't understand. I didn't do that. I didn't do that.
Well, he's not even denying it. He's like, it was a
no. He should deny it. Like, he's such a bitch about everything that it's just embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like, be aggressively denied and walk away, but he's like engaging. His face is being shown. Like, everything about this is just wrong. Like, he's a bad he did a crime, and then he's a bad criminal. Yeah. It's just embarrassing.
Did you write a swastika on the? It's a key, sir. We see it on the video.
It's not a key.
Did you? Is it a swastika?
I was probably putting my keys in my pocket.
Is it a swastika?
Have you looked at your car? Is there a key mark?
Is it a swastika?
That's impossible.
It's at the police right now. It's being fingerprinted.
What do you mean it's being fingerprinted?
Because they're trying to track you down. Thankfully, Facebook tracked you down. So your business, your freaking life.
Oh, so he's outside of his business, probably. That's what it sounds like. So he's probably a little like, oh God, this looks really bad, which it does look really bad. You shouldn't do this type of stuff. It's just what bugs me about it is it doesn't do anything. Like, who are you sticking it to? I understand if you're not buying new Teslas, yeah, okay, that would stick it to them. But just vandalizing people's cars who probably agree with you politically. I mean, the code switch happened recently since Donald Trump got one. Now it's like a right-wing car. But it was kind of a car that was, popular with people who cared about the environment and climate change, who typically happen to be Democrats. So it's probably, this guy doesn't sound like a Democrat is yelling at him, but I don't know. It's just such a bizarre thing. Like, it's not, you're just hurting your own community. I was actually really surprised when I saw his face. I thought he would be like 18, 20, because those people are just kind of like adult infants, but he's like a real adult.
You know,
Yeah.
so when you write a swastika on someone's car, like you said, you're like, who are you sticking it to exactly? That's like the behavior of like a petulant child. It's very Gen Z, and this guy's clearly Gen X. So I wonder, you know, before Elon, before all this stuff, like, how does this guy deal with conflict in his life? You know what I mean? Is he this petty? Is he always this petty? You know, is this your MO? Because I feel like it probably is. If you don't get your way with something and you feel like you need to show your social justice in some way, let me tell you, it's not writing a swastika on someone's car that you don't know. And then like, and then he like bitches out about it and says like, yeah, I'm sorry. You're right. I guess I shouldn't do that. Like, he's only coming to these conclusions now in his late 40s, it seems. It's embarrassing.
Is this worth watching the rest? There's like 30 seconds.
Yeah, watch it.
Livelihood, everything now, because you chose to write so you tell Facebook that you're sorry for writing a swastika on a Tesla.
Listen, I said I'm sorry.
For what?
And I
For what?
apologize.
For what?
I have nothing against
For
your
what?
car, and I have nothing against you.
So why?
Yeah, then why did you do that? That's literally. I mean, I know why you did it, because you're an asshole, but
I'll tell you why you did it.
swastika on a Tesla.
You finish it.
Obviously, I have something against Elon Musk, but that's not the
So
way
Elon
to
Musk
show my.
owns that car because
No,
it was
he
bought
owns
and
the
paid
company.
for. It was bought and paid for a long time
That's
ago.
why it's misguided, and obviously, I did not intend to do this.
so he figured it out long after the fact.
It only took him 90 seconds to think through. You know what it is? Well, it's internet.
Here's everything you need to know about
in real life. You know, this guy would have never done that had he thought he would get caught. He's clearly not familiar with the Tesla brand and the fact that there are cameras everywhere on that car.
Yeah.
So I don't know what he was thinking. He clearly wasn't, you know, just saw it and was like, oh, F you. I'm going to just do this. No, I'm not going to get caught. No one's going to know it was me. And he did. And he didn't know how to handle it. Because you talk to those internet warriors face to face and they're fucking pussies.
Mm-hmm. Or crazy. I mean, it's either they're really sheepish like that guy, or they're lunatics. Because a lot of them have been people who identify as gender outside of the one they're born in. There was a few of those, and just like, you know, Antifa dudes, and then just like wimps like that guy. It's very, I don't know, unassuming, but they also do a lot of damage at the same time. I saw Mike commented the gum lady jammed it in the handle mechanism. I don't know what a handle mechanism is.
Like the door handle.
The door handle and $3,000 in damage. Okay, I mean, that's not good. Because they kind of just make it seem like, oh, she just threw gum on top of it and they're charging her with a felony. So it's a little more damage.
Egregious, yeah.
But I don't get the attacking people who bought these cars. Even if they just go new owners, I guess I could be like, okay, well, at least, you know, you're saying you're giving money to this man after he's done all this damage. Like if they're pulling their new Tesla off the lot and then you know, attack it, at least I could go, all right. I mean, that's insane, but also I guess I kind of get your point. But if you're doing it for cars that have been owned for many years, that's insane. And you don't know if it's brand new or if it's an older vehicle. It just none of it makes any sense.
Well, yeah, and then to add to just the confusion and misguidedness, these are cars that, listen, the people that are vandalizing these cars obviously probably feel some type of way about climate change, I would assume. And, you know, whether it's actually true that electric cars are better for the environment, that's the public consensus, is that they are. Whether or not they are based on, you know, the battery and the uranium that you have to mine and all that sort of stuff, the cobalt, whatever. But the common consensus is that like EVs are better for the environment. And so all these liberals or non-liberal, whoever they are, have purchased these cars that are allegedly better for the environment, and now they're all getting vandalized by liberals.
Yeah.
It's just like,
So
What
dumb.
the
It is the
You want me to go
dumbest-
back to driving my Ford F2 like 350? I don't know.
Well, that oh my God, what's his name? The senator, he used to be an astronaut, Mark Kelly from Arizona, in protest. I wanted to talk about it 2 weeks ago. This is really old news now, but he gave up his Tesla. He was a Tesla driver. He gave up his Tesla, to protest Elon Musk. You know what car he got to replace the Tesla with? A Chevrolet Tahoe, the biggest gas
guzzler.
that there is.
Yeah.
Dude, there are other. Just get another electric vehicle. Is there nobody around you that goes, dude, this is kind of a bad look? You're buying one of the biggest gas
Get
guzzlers.
like a Prius or something. I don't know.
I mean, like, there's so many out, and there's a lot of like other companies that are making electric
Yeah,
vehicles.
there's like the Polaris. I don't know. I really don't know much about cars, but
Yeah, but there's other options outside the giant SUV. I mean, it's so dumb. I was gobsmacked when I saw that. Like, what a dumbass.
yeah, it's again a lot of just misguided. It's crazy how adults sometimes they don't really grow up. Just because you're of age doesn't mean that you're a mature, thinking, rational adult. Unfortunately, is what I'm learning the older that I get. Just because you get older doesn't mean you get wiser.
Certainly not. You're not. Yeah, so dumb.
Briefly,
Yeah.
I did spend a weekend in Portland, Oregon.
Oh God.
Yes, which was sorry about that. Very eye-opening, oddly enough. I think I went in with the intention of it being like not as bad as the media portrayed, because I just thought that the media always hypes everything up kind of out of proportion and just highlights the worst of any city or state. When people talk to me about being in Florida, they think it's just like a madhouse everywhere. In New York, I talked to my friend who lives in Brooklyn. I'm just like, aren't you worried you're going to get stabbed on every corner by some MS-13 gang member? She's like, no, it's never as bad as you think it is, based on, media exposure. Portland is as bad as advertised.
Oh, you went mute. Your mic's not working. I did hear it. Oh,
yes, I said, it was exactly as the media portrayed it to be. It really is just, and you got to understand, like, I am from Southern California. I come from a pretty liberal background, bar my father, but everybody else in my orbit was very liberal. My sister's in San Francisco. I've been to Denver. I've been to San Francisco. I've been to LA. I've been in very liberal areas. So being around liberals isn't something like new and special. I've been to New York, but Portland is in a league of its own. It's definitely, I know there's this like saying, I guess, or like keep Portland weird. Now I get why they say that. There was no hot gay guys. Like, no, you go to St. Pete and it's like, we're pride and we we go to Enigma. But they're all like hot and work out. Like, I was the most jacked person in the whole city. And I'm like 5'3", 320 pounds. So
the hot gay guys in Portland used to be women. Were born women, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably. Well, not really, because I don't know. Everyone I saw there, like in the city, was just some genderless, non-binary like entity. Everything was like so non-committal. I would see a small framed person with a beard, and then just like a large person with cleavage and a mustache and purple hair, and no one is in shape. Everyone is just as is. So like, it's funny because I was like, vanilla gay guys would hate this place because everyone's ugly.
Yeah.
Lesbians could get down in Portland.
Right.
But like hot gay guys, like St. Pete gay guys, would hate Portland because everyone's gross.
That's a whole other genre of people, of like people on the left. There are like the normal gays who are like progressives here, like you said in St. Pete, and then there's just like Portland super radical like like I don't think the gays in St. Pete are communists. A lot of them, they're not like, wearing.
No, they love Starbucks.
They're
They
just
love good fashion and nice things, and
these are just full blown communists.
yeah, this was just like, it almost seemed like anarchy. Again, I wasn't there for any sort of action as far as like riots and stuff, but all the people that you see on TV, like they were there.
Yeah,
they were there, and like it's so funny because being weird, I had this conversation with someone, being weird is frequency dependent, right? So if everybody is conventional and you're a little different, then you're weird. But if everybody is like weird, then no one is weird. I was weird walking around just dressed as like a normal female, cisgendered, and I'm like not even hyper feminine, but I was the weird one walking around. Yeah, for sure. Like my hair was like a natural color.
Yeah.
I wasn't, I didn't have Cushing syndrome. Didn't have diabetes. Like I was dressed gender appropriate. I stood out as a weirdo.
It is like, I remember hearing about Portland when I was like 18, and I was thinking, wow, that sounds like a really cool, it's like artsy, and sounds like they have like good food there, good culture. And it's really just gotten so, I mean, I don't know, I've never been, but I feel like it's gotten way more radical in the past decade than it was. It was just kind of like a hippie aggressive town.
Yeah.
Pretty normal politics for the most part, just like progressive, weird. We'd probably think it's still weird, but
like funky, kind of like a hipster San Francisco vibe. But this is like, I didn't know that there was another level to it. And again, like every once in a while, even in like St. Pete, you'll see someone that could live in Portland. Yeah. But it's just, here and there. It wasn't the collective of everyone. And what's so funny to me is, so I went to go visit family, and, God bless them. They're amazing people. And I have a new understanding of what the term bleeding heart liberal means. Like, I feel like I knew the term, you know the term, but like, you don't, I didn't experience the term. Does that make sense? Like listening to my family, my cousin and his wife talk about how they felt about things. I'm like, they just felt so bad for stuff that they didn't do. I'll just leave it at that. A lot of white guilt.
Yeah.
It seems. And I just don't understand why.
Can I ask you a question? How many people of color did you see on the streets?
It's funny you mentioned that. That was what I was going to bring up next. My cousin and his wife were kind of lamenting that there wasn't a lot of diversity in Portland, that it's 80% white. Yeah. And that was a problem for them. But it's just really funny because like the more white people come in, they gentrify things, and then, kind of drives the black people out because housing prices go up. And the black people, their words, not mine, can't afford it. And so they took me to this place. I think it's called like the Alberta district. And they're like, this was like the historically black neighborhood. And I'm like, is that why we're going there now? Because it's not anymore. I made some off-color jokes. Maybe some I told you. I can't remember. Just to test the waters. I hadn't seen my cousin in 8 years. And he's always been liberal, very liberal. But, liberal meant something different 10 years ago than it does today, So I was just trying to test the waters, walk in. It was the first time I met my cousin's children. Adorable. A little girl, a little boy, 2 and 4. Little 2-year-old girl has a doll. Would you like to guess the color of the doll? Kid's white. Okay. Kid's white as fuck.
I'm going to guess it's a black doll.
It's a black baby. So I walk in, I see the black baby. I cannot help myself. I have to just test the waters, see where I'm at, see what the vibe is. I'm doing a vibe check. So I see this little black doll and I go like, hey, her name. I like your black baby. can I guess its name? I said, what's your black baby's name? Can I take a guess? Can I guess it? And no one acknowledged it. No one laughed. Just went, all right. Tough crowd. Did not like push it. You know, some people try to push it. Like, did they hear me? No, they heard me. They heard me. They didn't appreciate it. And the message was received. And I said, okay. And I just STFU the rest of the trip. You know, you just shut up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame. Did you see the Down syndrome doll that Kmart has?
No, but I'd love to see it if you have a picture of it for me.
Yeah, I got it right here. I see this is it just popped up on my feed. But I think this is from 2022. It looks like. Yeah, February 2022, and then people were mean on TikTok apparently.
I feel like honestly, it just looks like an Asian with blonde hair. Not trying to be mean, but that's what it looks like.
Yeah. I get it, but also I don't get it. With these things, I understand it's like representation's important. I go, yeah, I guess. But is it? I don't know. Because then if you open the floodgates up with this, then you gotta have, if you're gonna do this one, then you gotta have one in a wheelchair, which I think they did. And then you got to have ones who are blind and ones who are, it's just like, just make them really generic. Because it gets.
I don't have a problem with that, actually. I mean, like, how many flavors of ice cream are there? And people constantly come up with new flavors of ice cream, new candy bars, like whatever. If you want to make it because you think there's a market for people to buy it,
that's the issue.
Fine, you know,
like how many people are buying it? Like, it just doesn't seem cost effective to make. You know, these dolls, I'm sure they're made in China and they're fairly cheap to make, but I mean, when you got to make a million different varieties, it just doesn't seem like it's worth it.
But again, like, no one's mandating them to do it. They might get some backlash on social media because like one person tweeted something, but like, you're welcome to ignore that. Maybe this improves your, what is it? The not the DEI score, the EKG. What is it? Come on.
ESG.
What is it?
ESG, I think.
ESG, MSG, whatever it is. Whatever 3-letter acronym it is, that could, bump up their score. I don't know. But I don't have a problem with people making like every variety. The government isn't mandating them to do that. So whatever.
Oh, I know. They clearly see a market for it. And maybe there is if one company goes, we're going to take the reins on the Down syndrome dolls here. So but that means nobody else can make, any other doll manufacturers no money to be made because they got it. So you got to do people in a wheelchair dolls, and that will be your thing. Yeah, I guess it's fine.
But then you gotta have every color of like wheelchair and Down syndrome, and
that's what I mean.
But that's like retail. Like, you gotta have it in different colors and different sizes and
fat doll,
whatever.
Fat baby doll. I guess Cabbage Patch were kind of fat dolls, but there's got to be. Yeah.
American Girl dolls. I had one of those.
That's just white doll.
No, they had like 7 different American Girl dolls. They had a black. They had a native.
That's good.
I had just the generic wasp that just happened to have brown hair and brown eyes, named Samantha.
Yes.
Jewish? No, I don't think so. I think Samantha was like I think she was like from Connecticut, like waspy, waspy.
Right.
But she looked like me, whatever, brown hair, brown eyes. So,
yeah. Well, I'm not saying we should ban it. It just doesn't seem very cost effective to make all these.
Not. But like you said, if you can corner the market on like, hey, we're Cabbage Patch, we're gonna do all the wheelchair dolls. That's going to be our get. Okay. And then Nabisco or whatever. I don't know any company. Play School. I don't know these. I don't have children. Bluey, Miss Rachel, whatever. You guys do Down syndrome.
Yeah.
Love it. Great. And then, hey, you guys over there, Barbie, you're going to do spina bifida. So get on that.
Fetal alcohol syndrome. We'll take that one.
I feel like that could double as Down syndrome.
Yeah, potentially. Just got to rustle the hair a little more. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anna, I gotta go. Thank you so much for your time today, and good luck.
Yes.
In Philadelphia.
Thank you so much. Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, as long as I got internet, I should be all right. So that's the only concern.
Yeah. Yeah. No super chats today. That's okay. Thank you. I see Mike Thomas. Some other folks were here. Brian from Philly. Sexy boy Sean. A few other people. Appreciate the comments, guys. And give it a thumbs up and a like and all that stuff that helps us out. And hope you have a great week. And Anna will not be here next week. I'm going to see if maybe we can finagle a time to pre-record one. If not, I'll figure out something. I got to travel for a wedding. I just got back and I already have to travel for a wedding. So I'm going to try my best to squeeze in something next week. So tune in 6 p.m. Wednesday, or probably realistically Sunday at midnight when all these go up for the general public. Thanks so much for tuning in live, and we'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.
Bye.